Alright guys, let's take a look at question number 7. It says, if cosine t equals 1 over 3 and angle t is in quadrant 4, then sine t is what? So what's real important here to realize is to pay attention to what quadrant they give us. They say it's in quadrant 4, so when we draw our little sketch of what's going on, we're going to lie in quadrant 4. And again, we realize that it gives us cosine. So if it gives us cosine, then we're going to say cosine, which is based off adjacent over hypotenuse. So in my picture, I'm going to be given what? The adjacent and the hypotenuse. So adjacent is 1 and hypotenuse is 3. To find this side here, we use our old trusted friend, the Pythagorean theorem. And the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it's going to be 1 squared plus this side here, which I'll just call x. So 1 squared plus x squared equals 3 squared. Alright, so now I have 1 plus x squared equals 9. And if I solve this, I get x squared equals 8. Square root both sides, and the x equals the square root of 8. Right? Now, some people may have some issues with this, but the square root of 8 can actually be rationalized. And what you want to do is whenever you get the square root of a number, you want to ask yourself, can I divide this through by a perfect square root? Well, in your head, you should immediately think, well, what is the only perfect square root I have to try here? And that would be the square root of 4. Obviously, the square root of the next one would be the square root of 9, because 3 squared is 9. So the square root of 8 is divisible by the square root of 4. So we can break this down to the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. And if the square root of 4 is 2, then it's 2 root 2. So this breaks down to 2 root 2. If this step here bothers you, keep in mind that you can also play with decimal equivalents. So you could have taken the square root of 8, typed it in the calculator, you'll get some value, and then use that to try to figure out what the answer is. Okay, but since we're here already, let's proceed. So now I know that x is 2 square root 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and say x equals 2 root 2, and I'm going to draw a little line here to separate the two sides. All right, now I'm ready to figure out what sine is. So then I'm going to go ahead and say sine, which is, we know based off SOHCAHTOA, sine is SOHCAHTOA. By the way, I should have some sort of angle here or something. Should just say sine. There's no such thing as just sine. It has to be sine of something. So sine theta is so opposite over hypotenuse. So this guy's going to be opposite. By the way, the angle always that we're referring to, the reference angle that we're referring to, is this one. So this is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. So you get square root 2 over 2. That's square root 2 over 2. Square root 2 over 3. Okay. Sorry, 2 square root 2 over 3. The opposite is 2 square root 2. Hypotenuse is 3, so 2 square root 2 over 3. Now, hopefully when you saw this, you in the back of your head, you're like, oh, Anderson, you're making a mistake, you're making a mistake, you're making a mistake. Because I did, and I purposely did here. This 2 root 2, because you're going down in this picture, because this value is going down, this 2 root 2 actually has to be what? It has to be negative. And over here, this right here has to be negative as well. And there's your answer. So the answer to sine t would be negative 2 root 2, which is answer choice B. All right, hopefully that helps you out. See you in the next video.